So I didn't do a very good job of showing what happened in the front here when I first opened it up. This here, this is where all the knives are bolted. They're bolted on there like that. Anyways, see that broke off right there? Because it came around and it hit. It hit that and it broke. We're guessing because the bearing back here is bad. But when this is supposed to be just missing that, so it shears it like perfectly like that. Well, if it has any movement, it'll hit that, and really bad things happen. So that's what happened on here. Broke a couple knives, a few knives, and so we have to take all the knives off. We're going to replace that bearing and replace the shear bar. The shear bar, you'll see, it's really rounded. This is the time before, because this thing is flippable. So this was, last year early. This was last year late, and it's supposed to have carbide key stock in here, so it's super square. And that gets worn, and then the clearance gets to be bigger, and then does not shear the grass or the hay well. So I have to hook the head back on this thing so I can separate it back here and support it. So I had to unhook the grease lines, the hydraulic motor, the belt over here, and then we'll be able to unhook this whole front deal. The bearings in here is what we have to replace. These jacks are kind of hard to operate because they maybe or maybe not have been hit as somebody was driving it without putting them up. I'm not going to say who that was. Don't turn the wheel, just back straight up. Wow. This is the blower that blows the feed through the spout into the wagon. And this has some damage also that we've discovered a little bit later on. This will end up being replaced. So we got 3 grease lines that are supposed to put grease around this thing. And this is the one that in that one video I said broke off. And I put a fitting in there. And can't remember. Maybe it didn't even, maybe I didn't ever get grease in there because it seems like it's pretty packed. I can't remember if it, and I think it did go, but that one didn't go. I mean, this has been dry for a while. So either we got more grease lines that are broke and our grease is just dumping out in the frame or something, because that wasn't getting grease. This one, only one of them was getting grease.
No.
Oh yeah, that one.
One. up here.
Oh yeah, and
the one
that
in the back was doing some work, but it's dirty.
Yep. And then it puts grease, and then it follows this groove. There's a groove cut in there, and that should just go all the way around and come. And like right there, there's a hole that goes into the actual bearings. It gets plugged up, but it's a groove and then a hole. So the grease follows that around and then gets into the bearings. So we're gonna have a lot of work to clean off both of these things, because this is just packed. See, that is packed. Can't even hardly cut it out with my knife. So that shows that that has been not taking grease for a while. So we got ourselves a lot of work. This thing here is the knife sharpener device that hangs very awkwardly, and I had to lift it up with my cherry picker and pull it off carefully. There's a bunch of grease lines we had to take off. That was kind of a pain. Do a 360.
I am.
Just come this way and do something cool.
You think I practice this in my room? I can do this.
The dog almost got damaged. That big pulley that was on there. That one, we put the puller on it, and it finally I had to hit it, and then when it flew off, we put a hole in the concrete there. Yeah. That would have hurt the puppy. Here's where we are now. We're getting there. Whoa! I wasn't watching. Push the pallet over a little bit. Okay. This has got a rough sound to it. This one is not supposed to move like this. Definitely worn out. So we can go on the computer and look up our model and get a parts breakdown and get the part numbers, get the prices, and the availability at our local dealership. And that's usually pretty accurate for the inventory. Which, this is a pretty handy website. I fought so hard to get this stupid bearing off this side. Not the hardest thing I've ever done, but it will be a memory I will not forget. And this is the savable piece. This is the outside race, which holds the bearing.
So you went to town to get those to get that to pull off?
$6 in bolts, made this happen earlier.
Really?
Yep.
So why couldn't you just pull it off before?
Because it's a tapered fit and it's pressed together.
But because those bolts just
Oh my gosh!
gave it just enough muscles?
It's a diet program. It's thick.
So how long would that have taken you if you didn't have those?
We'd probably be buying a new pulley because I would have been pissed and pushed it off.
Torching it and beating on it?
Mm-hmm. That's the way we do it around here.
So is that another bearing in there that needs to be fixed?
Right there.
So you gotta take all that off? You need a Band-Aid?
My emotional support puppy.
About all I got is a Band-Aid.
That's what I'll have to do.
So do you think it'll just be the guts of this thing all out and then...
The only thing we ain't pulling is the motor.
This thing looks so funny when you were driving around with it.
It felt funny. It felt every time I slowed down, I was like, woo, woo. If those weights weren't in the back, this thing would totally be just beep off.
It's like you could go around and grab round bales with it.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Hey, you probably got to get the air compressor belts on first.
What?
Did
The
you
air
get
compressor?
The air compressor belt?
For the parlor.
That's all right.
So
There might be a Allen thing in sideways on that. See that little part of that hub?
What do you mean? On this flange?
Yeah.
There's not. Not that I'm feeling out.
Okay.
It's split.
there's like a, what is that? Don't you have to pull that thing out right there?
Is that thing?
Slides out? Because that's
No.
like a pin thing, right?
It's a key for
Oh,
shearing.
key. I knew it was an important word. So are those put in there just for this purpose?
Yes. The holes
Seriously?
are, yeah.
Those holes are put in there just for that. It looks kittywampus.
Mhm.
That's why it's not. Oh no.
This is dumb.
You want a hammer?
What's the matter? You got a thread?
Mm-hmm. Well, my head and my bolts are hitting on the tape.
Oh.
You need an extension in the back.
Well, there you go. Grab one of them 2-inch pieces I just cut.
Or
2-inch
just
pieces
do
what?
that. Just-
Victory.
What's on the backside? A bunch of dirt? Grease?
It's got grease. Had grease. No, it's just wet hay dust from me spraying brake cleaner. Is that a grease bomb?
That's cool. How much do you think that weighed? That pulley thing?
Like 40 pounds.
Bag of dog food?
It's not as big as the one that we took off the other day. It's like a little buddy.
Oh, that big thing.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Watch your fingers. Yeah,
These rollers aren't spinning.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Too fast.
Sounds a lot better. I wonder if it was coming from that side.
Yeah, these rollers aren't even spinning.
Maybe we can get by with just putting one in. So do it again.
I'm waiting. Oh, now they're starting to move.
Here, let me grab something.
Oh, we're grabbing some, all right.
I love how he drives everywhere like a streak of shit. Just gone.
Well, he's driving so fast, like he's in a race. He's timing himself. How fast he can back up.
I tell you what, he's putting up that quarter-mile mark as an unbeatable record right now.
We should put him in a tractor race.
What?
A tractor race.
Paco on the front stretch coming around.
Like the Indy 500, but it'll be
going,
like...
going, gone.
It'll be the Indy...
Indian Trail 500.
Right. It'll be the Indy 8225.
Indian Trail Legacy 500.
That backing up skills. Right there on point. Right through all those obstacles. Right there, that's quality employees.
Are you making a sandwich in there?
Bearing noise with my stethoscope, but one of my ear things are broken, so I gotta wrap some hoof wrap around it so I don't get this thing shoved in my brain.
It's interesting. That's a bearing. Guess your
Does that look like my ear size?
I guess your email is right, Dr. Loew.
Yeah.
You don't have to yell.
What am I supposed to be doing right now?
Hey, put that thing back on to get pressure on that side.
Yeah, there's some flat spots in these bearings over here. I can hear it.
We might be able to get away with just one.
We're getting away with it, or are we just being cheap about it?
Why? You already have it. This broke up. Why wouldn't you just do it?
Broke up.
I'm just saying taking this far down.
He's got to tighten it up.
Oh, yeah, that's right to the dome.
You okay?
Right to the scalp. There's my ugly stick for you, Clayton. I just got my face.
Definitely this side.
Yeah, can you spin it?
Throw it right on the edge of that case, not on the cap, on the case. You spinning it or am I?
I can't hear anything.
I know you can. A little ugly today.
Give it a good crank.
I definitely think it's that one. I don't know. Those rollers got flat spots in them.
I don't know. It doesn't sound so bad anymore.
Probably because it's
Well,
not
if
under
that
a bunch
pulley's
of...
hanging off the end of this one,
Puts the weight on there.
yeah.
You want to listen?
No, I don't want your hobo stethoscope. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is that really?
Move your butt.
Is that really called a
Yeah, it's a mechanic
Bearing.
stethoscope.
checker?
Not a bearing checker. It's
See, why ain't it? You're saying just the weight of that
just
on
the
there.
weight of that probably is putting those. It's
And you said
it's
you see
reverbing the flat
spots?
spots in those pillow block deal. They're not.
Well, I'm not looking to have fun doing more work here.
Well, I think this side bearing is gonna be easy money.
And then just do that one.
Yeah,
Not piss with this one on
I
this
wouldn't
side?
piss with that one. If you didn't hear nothing bad on that, it's
Not
probably
really.
this side because it holds all that weight on with that. I'm sure that's heavy too over there. But if you have weight pushing down on the flat,
runs through on this side.
yeah. No. So the only issue I think why this one goes loud is because with that you have more pressure down on the flat spots. So every time it comes around the flat spot,
You want to throw that on? Just set it on there.
It wasn't light, Dan.
So you actually seen flat spots in there.
there were some that weren't moving that great.
Well, sometimes if they're just loose.
Why didn't we check this before you took it all off?
Because we're
Well, now we did. But now that it's off, I want to just confirm and put it back on. Don't put it on too far. You just need an overhung load on it. And then I do my Bob Barker wheel of Price is Right thing.
So you can get to a close to
I
a
don't know,
dollar.
This is definitely heavier than 40 pounds.
Do you need me to help you lift it? It's pretty good, Clayton. That's strong muscles.
Get it from my mom.
I knew you got something from me.
100%. 100%.
I don't hear nothing.
You take that damn thing off.
I think I got this covered in my ear hole.
It's definitely the side. I can feel it in the fender of it. Ready?
Yep.
Yep. You can hear it.
He can't hear very good as it
No.
is, so.
Okay, breathe. Hit
Cough.
it again. Hit it again.
Cough. Turn your head and cough.
Can you hear something or not?
I don't know.
I think I can hear more now that all that stuff's on, but I don't know where it's coming from.
I guess we can take this side apart and see what it looks like.
It's definitely this.
It might be worth just doing both because we can.
Why do you have it this gutted?
Yeah.
Hey,
I don't know.
do you want to take it all down? Kind of like that
It
tractor,
honestly wasn't that hard.
that tractor experience?
Because, I mean, it wasn't.
You got to take all that junk out. Let me show
Hey.
show your muscles one more time. You need help? Since you got them from me.
How's my form?
Squat when you put it down. Squat, not with your back yet. Dude.
Now for the heavy piece.
Watch it. Don't let it fall on your toe.
Solid titanium.
Nicely tap it. Oh. Wouldn't that be funny if you broke that can all over it? Brake cleaner comes in handy for all sorts of purposes. Want a rubber mallet?
He just wants to wreck stuff, so we pay more for it. Want to hold my hand while I wipe too?
Yep.
Which hand?
Both.
Am I in the adjacent stall or in the same stall?
Same room that rig. Gotta save. Just sitting that wheel yesterday. Were you here for that?
No.
I sat right on that thing and it put a hole in my pants.
Oh no.
Right there. And it put a hole in my underwear too. And now I got like this little scab on my butt cheek. And it hurts really bad. It's very sore today. I woke up to a butt cheek cramp. And
Oh,
that was
no.
a thing. It got so tight, my leg just went straight.
It hurts like a butt cheek on a stick.
Yeah, that's exactly what I felt. Like that was the worst pain I've had in a while. So.
No, it's set.
Or you just had to stick up your butt this morning.
Oh, 100%. Never leave home without it.
So now I'm going to put this back there.
I wouldn't put it where the bolts are.
That's the point.
You're gonna mess up the end of those bolts.
I don't care.
I do.
You're gonna get new bolts in?
I got to grab this one.
I'm not a great photographer. I don't know where I just see your hands. So
Oh, crap. But the commentary was so good. This is the beginning of a very long process. I bet you I probably have 25 minutes getting this bearing off once I started the torch up. After I've already had over an hour probably trying to pull it off without heat. Back to the torch again. I used the hammer and punch and I got some metal out, probably a seal and probably a cage, and got some rollers out, but need to torch more. Now a few more hits. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Now we got a little movement on there. Shake and shake. Get a few more rollers out of the way, and that makes more space in there. And then finally, almost like a magic, it comes off. So, I was taking the bearings pieces out of this thing, and look at this. This is hard steel from that race. If you ever in prison, you make a pretty good shank out of a bearing. That is so sharp, especially this little guy. Can't focus on it. It's just wicked sharp. Well, we got one bearing on. That side's ready to go. Still got to do that side. Now we got to So I'll get this one off. Clayton was working on this. Oh, he's got the pulley off. Real close anyways. Big job. Parts everywheres.
Yep, back up.
This is called a fiber bearing strip. It's slippery on one side, so the shear bar can adjust going forward as the knives get ground down, and the shear bar can move and not be stuck to it. And we follow the exact torques that the book says to do for holding the knives down. And now it's been a couple days since the knives were off. There's a little surface rust on that raw steel, so I just shined them up so everything fits nice. So now I have to sand. I got to clean this surface up, get all the grass and junk out of there, get the rust off. Both sides so the head of the bolt can fit flat on here, and the side that the knife clamps on. Do that with this belt sander. This is pretty much the only thing that I do use this belt sander for. Whoops. Now flatten it out. One. I don't know where it's gotta go down. Tappy tap tap. What we're doing is setting the first knife. Dang it. Okay, so what we're doing is setting the first knife to this bar. This bar is supposed to be in the same plane as the sharpening device up here, where the stone comes across to grind the knives. So we're gonna set this one to here, one on this side to here, and then we're gonna bring the knives down, and then we're gonna set the shear bar so the shear bar fits perfectly. That's got to move up quite a bit. Well, we're gonna match the shear bar to that angle, and then we're gonna set all the other knives to the shear bar so they're perfectly square with the sharpener. This knife here should be set perfectly with the edge of that. And you cannot even see between that gap. We'll do a demonstration later. Oh yeah, it's gonna cut it. easily, but I'm gonna cut other things in later. There we
The
go.
bar itself will cut stuff.
Yeah. That's so we're setting the first two. Now we got the shear bar. Shear bar is perfectly in line with the sharpening device up here because we lined it up with that yellow bar we put in there. Now all the other knives will be set to the shear bar just where it is. I think I like the clicks better than the beep. I like the click torque wrench more than the beep. I don't want to rely on batteries.
I've never had to change that battery.
Well, what if you need it in a blizzard and you can't get to the store to buy a battery? Whoever's welding needs that John Deere needs to turn the heat down a little bit. Too much undercut. Not a very good weld. Now I want to bring the knife right up to the shear bar. And so it hits, and then I back it up just a fuzz. I take this little ratchet and I just tighten it up by hand to put a little pressure on the blade holder. And then I can do any kind of final tapping to get it the right clearance before I torque it. Now I torque it. So I'm set the torque wrench to 190 foot-pounds, which means the force equals 190 pounds on 1 foot. This is a 2-foot torque wrench, so it's half of 190, so it's 95 pounds on a 2-foot long wrench. And when it turns green, that means I achieved that torque. I always mark every bolt immediately after I torque it because I could get a phone call or get called away for something and forget. This is gonna turn green when you gotta stop. It's 190. So just pull. You're gonna grab another. Watch out, dogs.
190. Fine, I can do this.
Whoa, careful.
No, I can't do this.
Just pull at the end. Don't jerk it. Just put a good pull on it.
Dan, I have.
Just lean into it. Did it turn green?
Yeah, 191.8.
Good job. Okay,
Stop.
now do the other two.
Other two?
Yeah, you got 3 of them on there.
I know, but I just did the middle one. So you
We'll do the other.
first one?
I didn't do any of them. Not until they torqued.
This is ridiculous.
That's Clayton's loaner torque wrench. He didn't give me the good one. He gave me this beater
Why can't we use the good one?
because we're not good, I guess. We're not good enough to use this good one. Just hold on the end.
Dan.
Hold on. Here, let me grab this. Ouch. Or we can put the hammer underneath there so it doesn't.
No grip on my.
There. Now it's gonna.
Because I got a bunch of weight I can use. I just don't have any grip.
Just pull. Just lean into it. Don't jerk. Pull. Pull.
I'm pulling, but I have to jerk.
Okay. Now do the next one.
192.8 and I go over.
Nope. Think you could do all 48 of them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was that green? Did it turn green?
It's green right now.
All right. Way to go. Way to go, Holly.
Now I know why you have all the muscles.
Call you torquewrench. Nice job.
Right.
All right.
I win.
Sometimes we check them again just to make sure they didn't. That one's a good one. The middle one's really good.
How in the world? I have to like put all my weight into it.
I got big
Yours
muscles.
is making. Yours aren't green though. Yours were different colored.
Red, because I went past the green.
So did you over torque it and now it's gonna
No.
be bad and throw a knife
No,
and
it's
we'll
good
start
to
all
go.
over next week?
No. So if there's a special torque, and we're within the range, because if you hit a rock.
So wait.
Okay, if you hit a rock down here, a rock is in there, this will slide back. That's why they're elongated like that. It'll slide back.
So it's
And
torqued
if
just enough to
yeah,
take that.
It's torqued enough, it'll stay, but yet still enough that it can slide. If it's too tight, it'll bust off, and that's what we don't want. Don't want it to bust off.
Understandable.
We're gonna do that.
Do you have enough knives?
We're gonna try jalapeno in here. Chops it right up. No big surprise. How about a lime? Oh, that was juicy. Chop the lime. No problem. Ah, it's starting to smell like a salsa. Now, for the gross one. Here we go. I got a piece of chicken leg. We're gonna see how this thing cuts. This would represent my finger in here. Here we go. Oh, kind of bounced off. Chopped it right up. Bone and all. Took the bone and everything. Whoop. Yeah, it just smashes that bone. Boom. And there goes your finger. Just that easy. So, you be careful working around stuff like this. We're gonna try a parts book. So this is, let's start with 1/4 inch of paper maybe. We'll put that much in there. Bam! Just chopped it. Nice and quick. Okay. This will be a good test here. I'm going to do that much paper. That's probably close to a 1/2 inch. And the incredible shearing force, it's because it's so sharp and such tight tolerance in the shear mass of this rotor here. Here we go. Oh, didn't quite. Actually, it did. It went through all of those. I just cannot emphasize enough the power this thing has. This thing here is what blows all the feed after it gets chopped out that yellow spout into the wagons. That right there. And it came in this really cool box. I'm up under the machine. Got to take this stuff off. It's So tight under here. A lot of junk's falling on me. So I am replacing the blower band now. It's opposite side of the paddles. It's behind that cover. I got it off now. Now I'm putting the new one in. I didn't show you a lot of stuff because it's hard to get a camera angle underneath there. Here we have the blower all installed with the paddles adjusted, just at the right clearance between the blower band and the paddles to get a good blow. You can see how tight that is. They don't touch, but they're real close. In the middle of this job, the mixer wagon made another appearance with a bad chain link that broke. So Clayton started working on that. So we got her back together, almost. Just got to put this yellow head on, which shouldn't be an issue. But I haven't been this dirty in a while. I am completely exhausted. I'm sore. It feels like I got in a fight with a bunch of junior high kids and lost. Tomorrow we will chop. And I will be clean, and hopefully I can just stay up in there for the remainder of second cutting.